That's a great question. So I think we haven't done it perfectly, to be honest. I think we've been really intentional about it can honestly be as simple as a phone call or meeting with our business resource groups. I think right now, my counterpart in Minnesota also manages a business resource group. So I think getting folks plugged in on wearing both hats is super helpful. Similar to what Tasha and Yante said before, it's really weaving into our community sponsorships and giving. For me, also, as I have goals and metrics that I need to hit for employee volunteerism and our big event day of service. So how do I get those teams plugged in and really own a project? That's not easily done overnight either. So I think it's really aligning organizations, finding that passion and where those overlap with the business resource group. If there's a champion there, I'll use Daniel, who's on our team, who is probably single-handedly responsible for our visibility during Pride. He's been doing this since he's worked for the company and been a huge advocate, been loud about getting the sponsorships, being in the parade. And Daniel's seen some incredible professional development and being able to lift him up through that avenue and being able to empower him with the funds behind that to make that happen. And he brings 50 Xcel employees out to all of our parades. So it's complicated, but it's can be very easy to ask the questions and what are you interested in? How can tell me about the nonprofits that you're interested? How do we leverage that into our grant making process? Again, we don't know everything, so ask those questions and then, back it up.
I'm gonna share my insight because I'm gonna give him a shout out, CoBank. I was a corporate social responsibility professional there who was heavily ingrained in D&I before I got into that role. Still involved once I got into that role, and they, the executive leadership said, hey, along with my VP of D&I, said, hey, we should make Yante our DEI ambassador in the corporate giving space. So that created that intersectionality between my job in corporate giving and in diversity, equity, inclusion, which meant that I was on every single one of the employee resource group calls. I had my own segment quarterly, at least, where I would present on corporate giving programs, volunteerism. I asked them on these calls, when are we volunteering? When are we engaging? I was directly engaging with their community engagement committees to get them mobilized. I developed the program, the giving program, so that we can give to them so that they can have their own voice in the community. So I think that combination of those two roles made it very, very easy to align in both of those spaces because you have a corporate giving professional who is also ingrained in the D&I space and it's a part of their job to see into both lenses. And I think that really, that model works very, very well.